I'm Corey Cramper. This is my speech. That's my audience right there. Here we go. Right. My speech is going to be on animal testing and why it should not be tolerated. Have you ever thought about the products you use? For example, your hair, your skin, and face products? Animals go through many tests for us to use these products, but how humane are they? Animal testing should be a concern to all, and it should be known that animals and human bodies are different. Some animals are tortured and killed during tests, and there are other alternatives to animals. To start things off, I will discuss how animal and human bodies are not 100% alike. The body of humans and animals are similar, but is enough to go through with tests. It is not reasonable to believe that animal testing will give scientists a positive outcome every single time, since animals and humans are such complex organisms. In the past years, animal testing has not supplied information about treating human diseases. The following diseases has had no positive outcomes, and that is AIDS. These experiments have been a costly hole in pockets of labs around the United States for the past years. Animals and humans can totally react differently to different products. For example, humans can have different ways of reacting to pain and different allergic reactions than animals would have. Unlike humans, animals have no way to show emotion besides fighting because they are scared or they feel trapped. More importantly, because animals and humans react differently to drug therapy, there's risk that animal testing might result in dangerous, ineffective drugs being sold over the counters. To keep things going, I will discuss about how animals are tortured and killed while being tested. According to the PETA, as many as 115 million animals are experimented on and killed in labs in the United States every year. Sadly enough, people can't really get an accurate count on the number of animals being killed because experimenters and the government have decided that mice, rats, and other animals do not count. People also don't even know half the things that experimenters do on these animals because people cannot step into these labs. Things PETA found out about undercover people are pumping chemicals into different animals, cutting muscle tissue off a dog's thighs, and keeping animals in isolated cages with no interaction of their own kind or people. Some testing in the United States participate in this product testing in which animals experience the pain of death. Products people invent for the eyes are dropped in the animal's eyes. Their eyes are forced open with metal clamps so they cannot blink. This keeps them from removing the irritating and harmful chemical out of their eyes to see how they will react. Overall, 50,000 animals are used per year in the personal care products for humans. Next, I will discuss how there are different alternatives other than animal testing. There are many types of ways to do experiments without the use of animals. One is electronic models. Computer programs now allow high school and colleges to get on certain websites to take part in the steps in doing a dissection. Another good method is to use plastic models. This is a safe way to a dissection for animal safety and the students participating. Even though there are these alternatives, scientists continue to use the real thing. Adding to the alternatives, the use of cell samples and culture tests is a very good idea. In the past years, scientists have had a lot of support of testing the cells of the animals instead of using a living, breathing animal itself. In this process, the cell can actually react to just one drop of the chemical disease the scientists want to test, instead of using the whole body of the animal and destroying the animal. It will be a faster process and save so much money for the companies that participate in the animal testing. Now that we've talked about human and animal body differences, tortured animals, and animal testing alternatives, it's time to wrap things up. In this speech, I've talked about it should be known that animals and human bodies are different. Some animals are tortured and killed during tests, and there are alternatives to animal testing. I hope to open the eyes to many people that there are different ways of testing new products out there and not the use of animals. Step up to the plate, be a self-actualized person, and give animals the respect that they deserve. Thank you for your time.